this will turn out to be much more than you expected. A warm welcome and a good evening to each one of you, distinguished guests and my dear friends. The very term budget, it signifies many kind of things to many people. In a common parlance, budget is synonymous with tax. But quoting what Bill Clinton said like 10 years back, we are living in a very interesting time. Interesting in the sense, on one hand, we have a current account deficit widening, we have a fiscal deficit, a call for a fiscal consolidation, more of government spending, public expenditure on the rise, infrastructure spending, cutting taxes, tax rates. And on the other hand, when we were to compare what we were from 1991, GDP in 1991, less than 3% to now what we are around 6, a tax saving rate of 16% at 1991 to almost 30% now, a per capita income of less than 15,000 in 1991 to almost 60,000, we have cost $1,000. So all these times, it is really very interesting, but what does this budget really mean for a common person like me and you? Did it really address what we anticipated? There were three primary issues which we all expected in the budget that was presented. One was an impetus on comprehensive growth, the gap between the rich and the poor, and an inclusion growth, as like Mountain Singh Halwalia says, more of inclusive growth. The second is more on public spending. Like we need more of public expenditure which triggers that economic cycle and which would result in a more impetus on coming out of the recession, so-called recession. India, my friends, as we are all aware, is not a victim of a recession or a global meltdown. And the third, most probably, is the inflation. How does the government really going to tackle this inflation? Budget, as I said, is synonymous with so many terms in India. It is either celebrated or criticized the most. Budget, again, can be intriguing if you're an academician like me, interesting if you're a professional who makes a living out of it, irritating, maybe you're on the other side of it, both literally and metamorphically. But this session, and given the panel that we have, we can assure you that budget will definitely, though not intrigue you, will definitely be an interesting one. I now welcome upon each one of you to this wonderful session. Thank you for coming here, and may now we invite our CEO of GSB, Mr. S.P.S. Arul Doss, to formally invite each one of you. Please, sir.
Each one of you gathered here. I stand here on behalf of Gnanam School of Business and the Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Thanjavur, to welcome you to this panel discussion on the budget, Union Budget 2013. I deem it my privilege to welcome our honorable panelists, Mr. B. Swaminathan, Director, Karur Vysya Bank, Mr. L. Somasundaram from IFMR Chennai, Mr. V. Balasubramaniam, Assistant Resident Editor, The Economic Times, Mr. T. Chokalingam, General Manager Finance, BHEL Trichy, and our moderator, Mr. D. Seduraman from Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, and our moderator, C.A. Mr. Alagappan, Proprietor V. Alagappan and Company Chartered Accountants. I would like first to extend my warm welcome to our Chairman, the President, Chamber of Commerce, Secretary, Treasurer, and all past Presidents and Office Bearers, my dear faculty members, distinguished industrialists from Thanjavur, and the students of Gnanam School of Business. I warmly welcome you all to this Budget Analysis 2013. Union Budget 2013 was one of the most anticipated budgets in the recent years because of its timing. The GDP growth is heading towards the rock bottom, and we have general elections coming up next year. Hence, it was quite logical when we expected it to be a highly disciplined budget or a highly populist budget. It is an honor for us to listen to our eminent panel to share with us their thoughts on what they see as some of the key issues and challenges facing us. The priorities that we must pursue to make a real difference in our lives and lives of the people who are facing a sizable economic disturbance and discomfort. We are delighted by your presence, sirs, and we believe that your presence is inestimable significance to all of us. We are also delighted, grateful, and honored to welcome all our other guests and students here knowing that many of you have traveled long distances and tried to insert this event in your busy schedules. This reminds us all just how consciously and responsibly you are participating in civic governance. Budget is a common parlance and only constructed to be about numbers, lest the science behind this is ignored. Hence, I may conclude with yet another hopeful couplet of the Tamil saint Thiruvalluvar, who knew the inevitability of the science of numbers. Ennenba ene eluthenba ivvirandum kannenba valum uyirukku. The art of using letters and science of using numerals are the two discerning eyes of all humankind to make the best of life. I once again wholeheartedly welcome you all to this intellectual insight, the Budget Analysis 2013. Thank you very much.
Dignitaries of the function, special invitees, past presidents and dear members of Chamber of Commerce, Chairman and CEO of Gnanam School of Business, students, ladies and gentlemen, my best wishes and greetings to you all, and extending my warm welcome to this grand show of panel discussion on Union Budget 2013. Thanjavur Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 26 years old industry and trade organization, having its membership strength of 350, started with sole object of improving trade and industry in Thanjavur, disseminating relevant information on taxation and technical matters. The Chamber is very much interested in the welfare of the people of Thanjavur, presenting various representation to the appropriate authorities for the betterment of Thanjavur town and make Thanjavur a better place to live. Dear sir, every year Chamber is organizing discussion on Union Budget. This year we want to have it in a different way. Instead of having a paper presentation and lecture, we like to have a panel discussion on budget. The Chairman and CEO of Gnanam School of Business extended their wholehearted support that resulted this grand show, for which the Chamber is expressing sincere thanks to them. Pre-budget expectations were very high because of 2014 general election. ஒரு நாளிதழில் நான் படித்தேன், வரும் நிதி நிலை அறிக்கை வருமான வரி 9 லட்சம், பெண்களுக்கு வருமான வரியிலிருந்து முழு விதிவிலக்கு, விவசாய கடன்கள் முழுமையாக ரத்து, கார், டிவி, கம்ப்யூட்டர், செல்போன்களுக்கு வரி விதிப்பு பாதியாக குறையும், பங்கு சந்தையில் ஈட்டும் லாபத்திற்கு வரி இல்லை, எல்லாற்றுக்கும் முத்தாய்ப்பாக வங்கிகளில் யார் வேண்டுமானாலும் ஜாமீன் இல்லாமல் ரூபாய் 10 லட்சம் வரை 6% வட்டிக்கு தனிநபர் கடன் எந்த ஆவணமும் சமர்ப்பிக்காமல் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். இப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு பட்ஜெட்டை சிதம்பரம் சமர்ப்பித்திருந்தால் எல்லாம் கரவொலி செய்து வரவேற்றிருப்பீர்கள். If our Finance Minister Chidambaram presented this budget, what will happen? Our country economy will come to zero. Inflation will rise to peak. Rupee value will lower to rock bottom. And finally, government will struggle to meet both ends. Anyhow, Finance Minister presented his union budget on 28 February 2013 with a lot of plus and negative points, received appreciation and criticism from all quarters. Following over the budget criticism and reactions, it is a tightrope walk, thus a balancing act. In the formidable challenge facing our economy, Finance Minister has done a commendable job, a well-balanced budget, said our Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. Budget clearly clears ambiguity over definition of FDI, foreign direct investment, and FII, foreign institutional investors, said industrial captains. Media said budget fails to enthuse stock market, census crashes to 300 points. Budget is unimaginable and anti-people. Juggling of words and numbers will not lead to higher growth, said BJP. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister said, budget is full of flowering words without tangible step to tackle the deep crisis confronting Indian economy. she terming the budget as daydream and cosmetic budget. Dear friends, we read budget proposals in the newspaper and viewed in TV channels, but we are not aware in-depth details of the budget. That is why we have this budget panel discussion, which will give you all pros and cons of the budget on implementation. This deliberation by the panelists will positively help us to arrange our financial formation in right direction for days to come. Once again, I am extending my warm welcome to all and assure you that this meeting will be helpful and useful to all the days to come. Thank you.
Of Thanjavur district, a rank holder and a gold medalist from the University of Madras, he joined Indian Overseas Bank as a probationary officer in 1968 and had an illustrious career with them for about 37 years, during which he held various important positions such as regional manager, zonal manager and general manager. Later on, took up the assignment as MD and CEO of Lord Krishna Bank, Cochin, and continued as senior advisor to Centurion Bank of Punjab and senior advisor to HDFC Bank after the merger of Centurion with HDFC Bank. He retired from active service in 2009.
Thank you, sir. He is currently the project director at the Center for Development Finance, IFMR, Chennai. He has a master's in econometrics and MBS in finance. He has been a member of the working committee of the Tamil Nadu State Planning Commission to prepare the 12th five-year plan for Tamil Nadu. This gifted person is Mr. Somasundaram. We are delighted to have you with us, sir. May we please invite Mr. Somasundaram to the dais with a big round of applause.
Thank you, sir. In business journalism. Hailing from an agri family in Thanjavur district, he did his MA in economics from Kumbakonam Arts College. He has been writing articles on a wide range of subjects covering nations. He has brought out special features and articles on major industries and Tamil Nadu economy. He has built a strong relationship with the corporates and institutions in Tamil Nadu. He has introduced over 75 captains of industries and professional achievers to management and professional students in various colleges and B schools through Economic Times in campus. He takes pride in working for ET from Economic Times. On dais, please.
Thank you, sir. A chartered accountant and chartered financial analyst and the General Manager Finance at BHEL Trichy Division with a sales turnover of rupees 14,600 crores. He has 30 years of experience in various facets of finance and accounting. His experience includes project financial management, working capital management, tax management, direct and indirect, foreign exchange management, budget and budgetary control, costing, and so on. He has an ardent desire for teaching and has over 20 years of teaching experience in various financial subjects at ICWA Institute, Bishop Heber College, NIT, Shastra, and IGNO for various MBA programs.